Hey guys, Bad Infos here with a top 20 video! As a kid in the 90s I used to play many NES titles on my Terminator console. Obviously not all the 1300 of them, so don't be mad if your favorite game is not on my list. Instead, if a game you liked is not here, let me know which one it is so I can check it out. After a lot of thinking and looking through all 50 to 60 games I played on the system, these are my 20 favorite NES titles. So let's go! Lunar Pool. We're starting off with a sports game. In Lunar Pool you play, you guessed it, pool, but not just any pool with standard rules, where you get a square table, you hit many balls at once, and you put them in any socket you want. Yeah, sure, the first level is exactly how I described it, but the rest have more balls and very weirdly shaped tables. Each level gets progressively harder. When shooting, you decide how strong your shot can be and the precise direction you aim it at. Power Soccer. While it's not the only soccer game on the console, it's certainly the best one. The rules are obvious. They drop you on the field, give you a ball, you kick it around and score a goal in your opponent's field. Back in the day this felt so lifelike, and even though I was not a big fan of football, I thoroughly enjoyed this game. While other games had a static screen throughout the match, Power Soccer changes perspectives when getting close to the opponent's gate, helping you make very precise hits. I can honestly say that I was a pro at Power Soccer and scored 10 times more than my opponents did. Circus Charlie, maybe the simplest game in the video. This is an easy game which in the NES era was rare. The idea is that you're a clown who does tricks to entertain the audience. You jump over flaming hoops on a lion, jump over monkeys, and even balance yourself on balls. The game is very short but entertaining too. The funky music really makes you wanna spend more time in the levels and not pass them so quickly so you can listen to it a bit more. Tiny Toon Adventures. I'm sure that many, if not all of you, are familiar with Looney Tunes. Well, the kid versions of the character you know and love were also a thing back in the day. Here you can actually play as them. Oh yeah, I said them. Before starting a level, you can choose who your companion can be. After starting off as Buster Bunny, you can switch to your character of choice. Each one has a special ability which is perfect in certain situations. This story is engaging, and the music, oh boy, the music really puts you in the Looney Tunes vibe. Boss battles are awesome too. The game has way too much going for it for me to fit in this video, so let's move on. Mappy, the game with most likely the worst music ever. Seriously, back in the day I played it for hundreds of hours and it didn't bother me, but now even after 10 minutes I'm getting a headache. That doesn't change the fact that the gameplay is top notch. You play as a mouse and your job is to collect all the loot on the level. Cats are constantly chasing you, and if you so desire you can kill them all by opening doors which form a shockwave. The more you jump on the ropes, the more thin they become, causing them to break in time. Camping a spot is not an option and you always have to be on your toes, just like a real mouse. Akuto No Ken. This game is based on an anime, I guess, which I have never seen. Honestly, looking back at this title, I don't even know what I saw in it. All you do is jump around, a ninja comes over to you, you punch it and it dies. Jumping high is satisfying and hitting an opponent mid-air makes me laugh, but yeah, nowadays it doesn't look special. This doesn't change the fact that I loved it to bits back in the day and pulled off some incredible moves with my guy in blue. Mickey Mickey Mouse Capade, a Mickey Mouse game with so much depth it's incredible. You technically control two mice, but only one can take damage. You can use that to your advantage sometimes, and stay out of danger with one, while the other one is doing the shooting and taking no damage whatsoever. It's a bit exploitative this way, but I don't mind. The levels are many, you collect keys, kill enemies such as brooms, spiders, chairs and whatnot. Hidden items and doors are plentiful and make exploring a must if you want all the best loot. Bomberman! You all know Bomberman, come on! Even if you've never played the original one, you have seen it in action in many of its spin-offs. The premise is simple, you place a bomb, which explodes and breaks blocks. These blocks may contain a power-up or a door. You need to find said door and kill all the enemies to progress. The more you play, the better your upgrades will get, allowing you to place more bombs, to detonate them whenever you want, to go through blocks and not even get damaged by explosions. By level 20, I guess, you become pretty much unstoppable, making this game one of the easiest on the system, but it's definitely not short. I beat it a couple times before and would do it again. Ye are Kungfu, the only fighting game I have ever enjoyed in my life. Even modern ones are not interesting to me, but this one was awesome. Controls are fluid and the enemies are varied. Jumping off walls is possible, allowing you to pull off some nice headshot moves. Each enemy has a different weapon, making you play a different way in order to make perfect dodges. After defeating an enemy, you do a little dance, which I find funny. There are also bonus stages, which test your abilities pulling off precise shots. Excitebike. This game seems a bit simple compared to the rest you saw, but trust me, it's not. All you do is hold the accelerate button and go right, sure, but you have to gauge your temperature meter. You gotta also watch your speed. Going too fast on a ramp can make you flip over and lose very valuable time. Each level has different obstacles which you have to overcome and you need to finish the level in time. I also spent a lot of time in the level editor designing my own levels. Some hurt, others not so much. Great bike game all around. Duck Hunt, the absolute best shooting game in the console in my opinion. You have all heard about it, I'm sure. You basically shoot ducks, they fall down and get picked up by the dog. If you miss, the jerk just stands there and laughs at you. I may be the only person in the world who believes this, but I never see how the dog is laughing. I always thought that he's crying. Two completely different emotions. Even to this day I still can't see what you guys are seeing. For me it's crying. There's a special game mode with plates. Same thing but without the annoying dog, and we have harder to hit targets. Denis. Very creative name, guys, bravo! You have no idea how much time I spent with my father playing this game. It was his favorite because he was into tennis and we spent so much time bonding over it. You can of course play solo and try your luck against the AI, or you can get a friend and work together to beat two other contestants. Hit detection is very precise, you can use different buttons to pull off different power shots, and overall the experience is great. I have never been a fan of tennis, but this NES title brought me a lot of joy. The Flintstones, The Surprise at Dinosaur Peak. A game with so much content I don't even know where to begin. First of all, the story is great. You are separated from your kids and you need to find them. You can play both as Fred and Barney, being able to switch on the fly. This is needed because you can't perform all actions with one character. The music is amazing. The cutscenes are even scary. The minigames. Yes, there are even minigames here. You can play basketball basketball, guys. Yeah, basketball and even ice hockey in this game. Whew, I need to stop now because I need about 20 minutes to describe all the content this game has. This is enough. Adventure Island, a seemingly easy game with not much going for it. I gotta say, this is very far from the truth. Levels are extremely punishing. You never know when a random giant fish is gonna come out of the water, or when a boulder would fall on your head, or even which collectible would completely screw you over by eating up your time. Speaking of time, you have a time limit, so that with the combination of the swarm of enemies all over the place, make this one of the hardest games out there. Super Contra! You know it, you love it, here is Super Contra! The classic shooter which absolutely everyone loves. I have not heard a single bad thing about the game, and that's for a good reason. Both Contra and Super Contra are superb in presentation, art style, enemy variety, gameplay variety, difficulty and music. The game really makes me feel manly. You are basically Rambo, killing hordes of enemies, destroying helicopters and so much more. Boss battles are very fun, difficult and satisfying to beat. Gameplay changes from 2D to top-down and even semi-3D. That's a feat no other developer by then attempted, and this is what sets it apart from many other games. Battle City! What? We go from a stellar and exciting action game to a static screen with tanks moving around? Yeah, deal with it. I like this game more. You play as a tank and your job is to defend the phoenix at the bottom of the screen. On the right you can see how many enemies there will be in the level. There are never more than 3 on the screen at any given time, and all of them are varied. There are fast ones, shielded ones, slow ones that shoot fast, and even rainbow tanks. Shooting a rainbow tank drops a power-up. Picking these up makes you more powerful and helps your movement. There's a level editor even, helping with the longevity of the game. It takes a minute to set up, but can provide so much joy. The Goonies. This is a game not many people would even remember. It's pretty obscure and I don't see it mentioned anywhere. Truth is, this is one of my favorites and the game I tried my hardest to beat. Hundreds if not even 1,000 hours later, I got as far as the middle of the game. It's just that hard. The point is to collect 3 keys, find the door and open it. Doors are very well hidden and the enemy variety is huge. That pesky detective always gets me and never dies. I hate him so much. You can pick up power-ups like a slingshot, which is very helpful. Health pickups are also a thing, but are very uncommon. Someday I'll beat it, I promise. Ninja Gaiden 3: The Ancient Ship of Doom. Speaking of hard games, oh boy, here is another one. The Ninja Gaiden series is considered as the hardest one. I semi-agree, sure it's difficult, but I don't think it's that hard. In this game you can live out your fantasy of being a ninja. You fight hordes of enemies, and boss battles are incredibly fun. Being a ninja you can use your hands to hold on pipes and scale tall walls all over the place. There are many collectibles which completely change your weapon set. You can shoot fireballs, increase your sword size, and even shoot shurikens. Fantastic game all around. Super Mario Bros. Oh come on, you can't make a top whatever NES list and not include a Mario game in it. The funny thing is that this is the only Mario game I have ever played. Well, unless you count Mario Bros, which I want to forget it exists. You don't need me to tell you how huge, interesting and great this game is, do ya? It's the original Mario. You get into pipes, jump on Goombas, kick turtle shells and throw Bowser in the lava. lava. Each world has 4 levels, the last one being in a castle where you save a decoy of a princess. You do this a bunch of times until you finally find the woman you love. The Legend of Cage. Here we go guys, my favorite game on the system and the game I spend the most time playing. A game I actually beat, which I can't say for 95% of the games I played on the system. I'm a sucker for ninjas and I love open worlds. The 3 sections are my favorite and I feel free as a bird, jumping all over the place. You never know where enemies would come from, you kill butterflies, collect certain things, and you always feel so free. Using a ranged weapon is not the best and only way to play. Melee is a valuable option too and is sometimes needed. As you progress, the scenery changes. You start in the summer and progress through autumn and winter later on. This is an absolute masterpiece and I'll replay it again very soon. I highly recommend it. And that's it for me guys, those are my favorite NES games ever released. If your favorite ones were not shown here, then please let me know what they are. I'll make some more top lists in the future, so if you wanna watch them, feel free to subscribe and like the video too. A special thank you goes to my 2 lovely Patreon supporters, Alex Chavez and Max Robinson, who made this video possible. I'll see you guys in the next one, thank you so much for watching.